Get another light. All right. Welcome to Mad Puppets. Welcome. Didn't set this up yet, so bear with me. All right. Maybe I can turn on this in the background too. Yeah. Turn this off. There you go. Hey everybody, this is Justin Basil, and I am the creator of Mad Puppets. Just wanted to try to start up lives. We're going to try and do some lives on Fridays, and I thought this would be like sort of a background, behind the scenes type of approach. So this is my first time not doing a live. I've done a few lives before, but for the Mad Puppets channel, this is, what it is. So far, I have a few plans moving forward in the future, and yeah, should be pretty interesting. So welcome to the chat. Welcome. I got that one marked down. So welcome to the chat. I plan to talk about current puppet news, as well as behind the scenes, the making of Mad Puppets videos, the parodies, some original content, even some of the projects, the sewing I do sometimes, teasers, even hopefully hosting some interviews, but that's just a little bit down the line in the future. So I'm just starting out fresh. So this is what it is. Let me go ahead and, if there was anyone on, I would probably be asking, hey, so do you want to see some puppets? That was one of the ideas. Seeing some puppets, doing some skits. I wanted to try and separate those two. So this could be sort of a in-person live, so you can talk and you can ask, hey, even suggest, some of the videos that you'd like to see in the future. Hey, I found a parody that I would like to, send to you guys. And if you guys want to see it, if you guys want to make it, then, that's all good. That's all gravy. A little bit about me. I studied a lot of theater when I was growing up. Lived in the Bay Area, San Jose, Palo Alto area. And I went to school for music and theater. I got my BFA and did a bunch of performing, script writing, and I had a lot of fun doing that, playing different characters. There was this one play where I did, it was called Dead Man Walking, and it was played by Sean Penn. It was an adaptation from the movie by Tim Robbins, directed by Tim Robbins with Susan Sarandon. And I played Matthew Poncelet, Sean Penn's role. So literally every night I had to go and die on the every night. So it was pretty fun. But yeah, I did a lot of theater, and I'm just here. We've done at least maybe, how many videos have we done? It's been like, man, let me look it up. And eventually I'm going to want to try to integrate this so you can see sort of what I can look up on Google or, a video while I'm streaming and stuff. So I'm very new to this, so bear with me. This is my first time trying to figure out how to go live with these puppet lives. I really enjoy puppetry. I've done a lot of puppetry within the last few years. So much so that I've also done quite a bit of editing. And I think that's kind of one of my saving graces is I'm a pretty good editor. I can take a lot of green screen work, which you'll see in the background. I use that a lot. Yay. It's cool, huh? Anybody, welcome to the stream. How you doing? This is a live for suggestions to talk about anything, not butt puppets, anything puppets, everything puppets. This is going to be a fun adventure for me because this is not something I'm used to. I'm usually in the background. I'm usually just kind of making sure that the script is well written and then go into the sound booth. The sound booth is actually back here. It's in this little open up the door, slide it, and then you see some of the, I don't have this like plugged in. There you go. This is my little sound booth. I got a Shure microphone and a lot of padding. And on the other side, I have all my puppets, including some of the, let me put this on the side. You probably can't see it, but you know, there you go. Open it up on this side and bam, there's the puppets. So this is my little studio. Let me go ahead and take out, like Austin Powers. So this is, I still have Austin Powers costume on because make sure to have like another scene ready for him. And unfortunately, there's a lot of pins that I keep on, and I don't use the pins for the glasses though. Yeah, baby, yeah. So you see the teeth. It's just a foam with double-sided tape. Oh, broke his teeth. Double-sided teeth. So, oh, there you go. And if you hear that, that's actually the laundry. The back of the studio is in the laundry room. So, you know, I always have to plan accordingly because my family members, my wife, my daughter, throughout the days, throughout the weekend, they're, you know, coming in and out doing laundry. And luckily, with the videos that I make, a lot of it's already set up. You know, the audio is set up, everything is kind of like prepared. So I could just literally film with all the noise in the background, and it makes it a little bit easier. So I don't have to worry about, oh my God, like quiet on the set, please. Like that's just how it is. And it just worked out for me. So luckily I can still make videos while everyone's doing their laundry. Yeah, baby. Yeah. So that's Austin Powers. I got this off of this little costume, I think off of one website. I don't think it's Temu. I get a lot of my clothing from Temu. Temu is a great website that has like a very affordable clothing options, especially for you get like size 2T. These puppets usually, if you want to get like some clothing for these types of puppets, these are the Silly Puppets brand. Anyone who wants any kind of custom fitting clothes, usually you want to look for sizes 16 to 24 months up to 2T, size 2T. So they're very small. Like you usually need to find infant clothing, and Temu is a really good website for that. And I get all my stuff, including all the shoes. I get a bunch of shoes from Temu. It's really affordable. I get like, I don't know, 20 shoes. There's a bunch of shoes like that I got. Hang on. Oh, yeah. Everything is kind of a little rough right now, but I usually like to keep it, maintained and cleaned so that way I can figure out where things are. So like, for instance, this right here, this is a size, I think it's a size 3 in infants. size 3, and it really fits, these silly brand puppets, um, as well as I make my own stuff. This one was retrofitted, and I had to use a bunch of glue to make these soles. As you kind of see it closer, you'll see that there's like layers. So I had to use like some type of really strong adhesive to keep these on, and I just gutted the middle, gutted all the stuff on the bottom, and kind of, if you can see it, no, that doesn't work. Oh boy. Anywho, yeah, so I have often starting making puppet videos the last 3 or 4 years. I've just been able to learn how to like kind of sew and stitch and make materials. My favorite place to go is Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby is just a great place to get all my equipment, all my stuff, all my materials, all my fabrics, everything that I have in my crazy mind to make little shoes like this. Oh wait, I actually gotta put the shoe back in. What am I doing? Welcome to the chat, guys. Welcome to the chat. Nobody's here yet, but who cares? This is fine because my wife, she told me, she's been like trying to encourage me to do these lives. And again, I'm not that type of person that does lives. I'm the type of person that just likes to just do everything behind the scenes, because I think it's a little bit easier. But I don't know. I feel like I can get good at, providing some type of entertainment, doing lives, answering questions, making sure that everyone is heard. All the people, obviously, I'd rather do YouTube live instead of TikTok live, even though I don't know, the TikTok lives are probably going to be a lot more people watching. But I don't know. You got to do certain things, and it's just it's a different format. And I've always been used to watching streams on YouTube. So we're going to make lives every Friday. We're going to try to do that. And it's not just going to be me talking to you. It's going to be, well, there's a little, you can see the refrigerator and the cross right there, and a microwave. I'm getting tongue-tied right. I'm getting tongue-tied right now. Aside from that, I like making voices. I like to really just push the editing skill to the max. So that's why I really am enjoying making these videos. It's really fun because like everything that I've been seeing in the past 20 years, I've been able to sort of incorporate into these puppet videos, parodies, movies, scenes, sometimes original content, and I've heard that other people want to hear those, they want to see those, more of those, but it's, I always play safe mode a lot, oftentimes. Just recently, if you might have seen it, there was that movie, The Adventures of Saint Nick before he was a saint, and that was fun to do. I wrote that script. I did a lot of the voice work. My wife did voicing for that. My friend, and also who is another puppeteer for Mad Puppets, Daryl Harris, he voiced one of the a few of the characters, and as well as Jose Anthony. He's a really, really talented voice artist. Especially he's really good with the theater too. Just acting in general. It's I'm really blessed to have people just within the small vicinity that I work with, being able to contribute their talents and their voices, to these types of videos. And I'm glad you guys enjoy them, and I'm glad, I want to continue to do them. But hopefully in these, as these continue, would like to, get some suggestions from you guys. let me know, because this is what I'm going to be wanting to do moving forward. I'm going to want to talk to my audience more one-on-one, being able to see what the critique is, what you guys like, what you don't like, so it's going to be a fun little adventure for both of us. And maybe I'll have like better lighting next time, because um, I'm not the best, most professional live person, but I'll get better. I'll get better. So one thing that I really enjoyed watching in terms of puppetry is Jim Henson. Jim Henson movies were just something that I've always been interested in, ever since I was a kid, growing up and just watching, Muppet Treasure Island, Muppets in Space, the Muppets Christmas Carol, like everything, even the Muppet Show, including a bunch of celebrities. They would invite celebrities on and they would do sketches, like, kind of similar to maybe like SNL or something, but, a little bit more fun and family friendly. And it was fun. I learned a lot from what I do now with these puppet videos to it, applying that from what I've learned, and I also follow a bunch of like, puppeteers too, like Phil Fletcher. He's, a guy in London, very, very popular puppeteer. Like that guy is just like super talented. He does that dog. What is it? What's he called? Oh my God. I can't remember. I'll probably, I'll look him up in just a sec. He's, I'll look him up right now. Captain Jen _ E. Jeanette. She's a ventriloquist and she's a puppeteer. She does like a bunch of these lives. I follow her, as well as I just saw her on. Oh, Hacker the dog. Hacker the dog was Phil Fletcher's, number one popular puppet character. He just absolutely kills it, and he's super talented. Like, if you ever hear him do an impression of Kermit, I mean, he knows how to do a lot of the voices from the Muppets. It's just amazing. Yeah, Phil Fletcher, this guy, he's super, super popular. He's got over 100,000 on Instagram, and yeah, he's just a very talented puppeteer, which is kind of funny. Ever since I started puppeteering, I didn't know, too much about the community of puppeteers, and now I'm starting to see a lot more puppeteers. I'm getting to, know them a little bit more. I'm getting to watch what they're, what they're good at, and I'm still trying to figure out what that other lady's name is. She's got like, she's one of the people on Sesame Street. It's probably why like no one would want to watch, because I say all the time. Don't worry, I'll get better at it. I'll get better at it, I promise. All right. Wait, where is it? Oh, Justin Talks Puppets. He's also someone I also follow. He does Bloob the Alien, as well as Pan the Panda, as well as other puppet that he does. But yeah, very, very talented individual. He's got a good platform going. Got a good few puppets that he just absolutely crushes. Where see, suddenly you ever get that moment where like on Instagram where it pops up first, but then like it's still loading, and then like it just disappears, and then now you have to just scroll to find it. And it would probably help if I remembered her name, but the first, don't they say that the first lives are always like the weirdest, or like always the most like kind of hard around the edges, as they say. I gotta be surprised though because Megan Pfeiffer. Megan Pfeiffer. Yeah, she's she's got a big old following. She does this particular puppet on Sesame Street. That one right there. This is her. So I follow, a bunch of different puppeteers just to kind of keep me motivated and keep me, striving for a better result. Because a lot of people don't know is puppeteering is actually kind of hard. You think that you could just like go up and match the words with your mouth, but that's not always the case. That's not always the case. I know I'm bringing out like a naked puppet, so don't worry. I'm not going to shell him. So yeah. Yeah, I'm just kind of naked. Naked all over the place. Naked. Naked. Naked, naked, naked. See, once you saw that, it takes a certain talent to do it live. It takes a certain talent to be a live puppeteer. And I got all the respect for the puppeteers who know how to do that, who are really good at that. These particular puppets, however, they kind of slide inside. So you can't get a really good, control with like the puppet movements. Especially with their mouths, it'll end up like your fingers will like end up sliding. So I have to kind of do this inside. I have to kind of like go like this to kind of keep a little bit from sliding. But I'm still getting used to it. I'm still learning, I'm not a professional puppeteer. I am just a master of all different places. Meaning I know how to write scripts. I know how to record voices. I know how to edit video. And I just put that all together and comes out with a good product. So yeah, but something I do need to learn. I need to learn how to do it live. Match it. Just kind of be more confident. Yeah, confident, right? Confident. Confident, 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 confident. But it's certainly not easy. It is not easy. And I will have plenty of humility. And I can say humility correctly. Trust me. I have plenty of humility to say I need more practice. And I think if you want to be a good puppeteer, you're going to have to practice, practice, practice. Even like if you don't have, showed his little butt. Sorry. Didn't mean to. So even if you're trying to practice, but you don't have the puppet with you, just go like this. Just go like this. It's a lot easier when I could do it just with myself, with my hand. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I could do it all day, every day. Yeah. Hoo-hoo. Yeah. See, but you have to get like a custom puppet that has like a few ring holes inside the hand, inside the mouth. And you can just essentially have enough control so that way you can be nice and in sync with what you say. That usually helps. For me, though, I like to do different takes. And I got a squeaky chair down here. Squeakies. I got a squeaky chair, and that's not fun because then it just makes a bunch of noise, and I'm gonna try and fix that. But yeah, so here's what I like to do. I like to do different takes. So, I'll run the audio in a loop, and then I'll just wait until I have to enter while I film. And if you saw like the last recent video with I think it was Rick and Morty. It was a Rick and Morty audio, and I used the dragon. I want to enter my lair and sleep upon my horn until the age of man expires. You know, I like to do different takes. You know, so not just one take. I like to do a different take, maybe 3 or 4, and then I move on. Depending on how the length of it, you know, I might have to spend a little bit extra time practicing, but that's just, you know, how it is. Um, you know, we all have to, you know, be truthful about what our limitations are, what we can improve on, and how we can, you know, get better over time. So I don't know. The one thing that I really want to do, especially in these live streams, is to just get plenty of suggestions, get some feedback, and, you know, get to know the people who are watching. You know, I'm just like any other person. I get nervous. I don't know what I'm saying, you know, half the time. And this is technically my first live, doing the live. And I'll probably just maybe do 30 minutes to an hour, you know, just to kind of get my feet wet, get my little pedals wet, get my little puppet wet, you know. You know, that's probably not good saying that. But yeah, I got like a bunch of like, you know, different ideas that can potentially, you know, get better in time. Um, you know, as well as like, you know, invite, you know, people to hop on to talk to and see what their journey is, what they relate to when it comes to understanding, hey, you know, I like watching these puppet videos. So what would you like to see? Or do you have any experience puppeteering? That's pretty cool. Let me talk about it. Let us talk about it. So eventually, you know, I can hopefully get some people on and we can all, you know, have discussions and improve this community of mad puppets and get more ideas, get more videos out. So far, it's just me. It's me doing the videos. It's me editing the videos. It's me. Some of the times when I get some help is when Daryl comes over and, you know, he lends his talents, his puppeteering talents, as well as his, you know, voice acting talents. But I don't say that he does that um, quite often. You know, he just likes to do it like a hobby. He, you know, he's just got that natural talent to pick up a puppet and go, hey, I'm a dragon. Yeah. You know, so, you know, different strokes for different folks. I've, you know, been enjoying this, you know, journey of Mad Puppets because it's just pretty fun to watch. It's pretty fun to make a video, put it out, get the comments and see what people are saying and see if there's, you know, there's some haters out there, but yeah, you know, there's always going to be haters. You wouldn't be a good, you know, channel if you didn't have any haters. If you didn't have, if everyone was just like, oh yeah, great, good job, good job, good job. I would be wondering, hey, do you really mean good job? Do you really mean that? If not, then you're not telling the truth. You're not telling the truth. You know, so it's it's just how it is. So far, this is just what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to open up a little bit more communication, a little bit more fun, and then we get to maybe I can try to come up with different scenarios, different scenes to integrate with these lives. My intuition is to separate this from this, meaning I can do a personal behind the scenes live and then do maybe like a quick little 15-30 minute sketch with the puppets live. So that's something to look forward to in the future. I'm just getting a little bit of the, you know, a little bit of the hang of it, you know. But, you know, regardless, I'm enjoying it. A little bit more about me. I spend a lot of my time doing EEG. When I say EEG, I mean electroencephalograms. I'm a technician that works with neurologists. I set up people's ambulatory, including routine EEGs, making sure that their brain is functioning well, they're, not having any seizures, just to monitor, including neurofeedback to help strengthen the brain. That's my, full-time job. That's the job that I get paid for. And when I don't have that job, when it's the weekend time, I am focusing on the puppets, and I'm focusing on the videos, focusing on my wife, my daughter, my family. And yeah, just it's a nice little balance. So luckily I have enough time to continue to make videos for you guys and to see what else I can be, putting out for videos and stuff. As you can see, I'm wearing a neuro shirt, neurotech, so something that I do on the side, primarily, how I get paid to do. But, it would be nice to get paid to like do puppets, to make videos. My biggest dream, while I was doing these puppets was to make a Netflix show. That's like the big dream, is to, get a deal with Netflix and come up with like some cool series. I think when you see the movies that we do, it's sort of like almost like it's a little hint of that's what it could be. But, obviously there's a little bit more budget needed involved. And, obviously in terms of that scale, I mean, I don't know if I could do it that, on my own. I can't do it just by myself. I need a whole team. I need an extra, editor or two. I need extra puppeteers. There's a lot of great stuff, great work that's going on in Jim Henson's company. They're now, they've always been using green screen and chroma key. And once you see, like, you go on their Instagram, today is the International Women's Day, I think. And they just posted something about just a bunch of women in a shot while they're wearing their green screen chroma key suits. And they're just like, they look like they're having fun. But I mean, the more puppeteers you have within that green screen setting, the more movement, the more it becomes fun. And right now, again, since Daryl Harris, another puppeteer, isn't usually available, when he's not available, my wife is participating in the puppetry. She, does the footwork, she does the handwork sometimes. If I'm the only one, she's, happily been able to help me out when it comes to a little bit more of the technical work. But I do have some tricks. That sometimes I can do it by myself. I've been able to do certain tricks by myself. And, I think that that comes with like discovering what you can do with green screen. And if you got enough props, and if you got enough equipment, you can always, one puppeteer can do a lot with just, one puppeteer. So that's just something to be said about, being able to figure out what you can do as a puppeteer. So Jim Henson Company. Oh, it wasn't Jim Henson Company. It was, who it was? I think it was someone that works for Jim Henson's company. And I am just being a boo-boo head because I can't remember anyone's name. So don't worry, I'll get better at this. Again, I'm the number one person that like doesn't care about, humiliating myself. I think humiliation is important in some aspects, in some key. It allows you to get better as a person. It allows you to see yourself outside of who you are and make those corrections if you need. So, hey, obviously if I'm just picking my nose all day, and then obviously if someone's like telling me, hey, why are you picking your nose? And then suddenly I'm like, oh, am I picking my nose? Oh, I've been picking my nose the whole time. So I'm gonna stop picking my nose. Like it just works like that. It just works. So yeah, it's good to learn about humility, and it's okay to enjoy, you know, things about you. Well, if you make mistakes, who cares? Who cares if you make mistakes? Everyone is supposed to make mistakes. Every single celebrity, including all the celebrity puppeteers, they all make mistakes. They just don't show their mistakes as often because why would you? You're trying to uphold some type of level of profession. So, obviously they're not going to show that, but hey, it happens to everyone. Trust me. So don't be afraid about doing stuff that you want to do, especially if you like doing puppetry. If you like puppets, you can do this. I'm a great example. I am not this type of professional puppeteer. I didn't start out as a professional puppeteer. I wouldn't even consider myself a professional. I would consider myself someone who decided to purchase puppets, decided to make videos. And when you see some of the old videos, it's like kind of crude. It's like you'll see a lot of the chroma key wasn't fully taken out in certain scenes, and the audio quality wasn't great. There's just a bunch of things that could have improved, that did improve over time, but it didn't start out that way. It didn't start out perfect. You look at Family Guy. Family Guy is a good example. Their first episode was just so crudely drawn. Simpsons episodes, the first episode of Simpsons that was on that one talk show, it was debuted on it. It was crudely drawn. So even the same thing with animation goes the same way with puppets. Welcome to the chat, guys. Welcome. Bro, there is no one else here. Of course there isn't anyone here. This is the first time. This is the first live for Mad Puppets. I'm still getting used to this. So, but I appreciate you guys being on. I appreciate you guys coming in and seeing what this live is all about. My wife actually had a little bit in mind where she wanted the lives of Mad Puppets to be, just strictly nothing but puppets, So I wouldn't be in the background. I would just be like,
hello, how are you doing? Do you have any,
like dragon food? I wouldn't be in the back, like in the camera or anything. So I don't think that is the case. Again, I want to separate two different lives. I want to do a live for just, show you who I am, what kind of a person I am, what I like, what could, maybe get some suggestions if you guys are, and this is still good. Oh, maybe, who knows? I've been seeing a lot of live streams, so maybe, I just got kind of used to, being part of the lives, but I don't know. Well, for the most part, it'll get better. It will get better. Like this is just, again, dipping my feet into the lives. But hey, if no one comes, for this live, then doesn't matter. I'll just do another Friday live. I'm going to try to do Fridays at 6 p.m. or around there, maybe 5:30 or so. But yeah, I want to try to do lives every Friday so we can start getting these communities, coming in, and then we can just have some fun. We could talk about puppets. We could talk about different ideas. We could talk about different scenes that you'd like to see me, push out in terms of videos. Like, hey, what kind of videos do you like seeing? I am always open to listening to criticism and, even seeing some of the background work. Would you guys like to see some of the stitching, some of the, materials that I make for these puppets, some of the custom made items? What would you like to see? This is just, something just to get started with. And then maybe I can do another segment for another live that is completely just nothing but puppets. I had an idea about like doing sort of pretending that a puppet is like, trying to hide in a closet, because he's going to get in trouble, but he's, still doing the, he's talking to the, everyone as if like it's sort of a live stream. But again, just little ideas like that, just to start out. I'm pretty sure that brother is floating in the air. That was Do you guys want to hear what happened, like how it, turned out? I can paint you a picture. This is what happened. So I saw that video. It's been redone so many times, different. The first one I think was like the Spider-Man video game, Miles Morales, or one of them, where Spider-Man just uppercuts one of the guys, and then they just do a sort of a turnaround while the guy's like just floating in the air. And I thought that was a great, a great audio. And so I went over to Daryl Harris's house at the time. I brought in my equipment. I brought in the lights. I sometimes go mobile, when I can puppeteer with other puppeteers. So took all my stuff, got it all set up, and told them, okay, so this is what I need. And Daryl's brother was there at the time too. So I needed help from him too. This was like a technical thing where when the puppet gets hit, I was holding the base of the puppet. I had my hand held up, and I'll take him out now because this is the same puppet that I used for that scene. Daryl Harris puppeteered for that scene, but I also had to help out. So I went like this with, of course, the green screen sleeve, and I was laying on the floor, and we jerry-rigged the arms and the legs to be, suspended up. In fact, the legs were suspended up by green string, not green screen, green string. It's just, okay. Anyways, funny pun. So it wasn't working until Daryl Harris's brother came in, and he was, helping out with the flailing of the hands, going like this. As soon as we filmed that, they didn't think anything of it until they saw the rendered version, the edited version, and then as soon as they saw it, because I sent them before I uploaded it, they said, "Oh my God, Justin, what you made!" They were amazed by it. They knew it was going to be a hit. They knew that it was going to be a lot of hits. I didn't, I thought, okay, it's a funny scene to do because like Jesus and God are like in the background saying, "Oh, that blood is floating in the air." So it was just a surprise. Like, and quite often, Daryl and I always had this discussion about what videos we thought were going to hit and what videos we thought weren't going to hit. It was quite the opposite. Videos that we thought were going to hit mostly didn't, and videos that we thought didn't hit really hit. And so it was just kind of like the assessment of these videos and just trying to figure out, okay, do people like watching just silly, zany type of videos, or do they want to watch parodies from movies? Do they want to watch original content? Just a bunch of assessing and trying to figure out what really works. And up until now, we don't know what really works. We don't know. It's just how it goes. You think that one video is going to be hitting some, going viral, and then it just doesn't. So who knows? And then a funny interest going along with that. If you go on Instagram on our Mad Puppets page, I'm gonna try to friend the stream. I'm gonna go by. Oh well, thank you, Phazek 3. I can't abbreviate. I don't even know how to pronounce that, but thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you, bro. But yeah, it was just like such a surprise when that brother was floating in the air video. And again, by the way, that video it was made by two different people, I think, from my understanding. I kind of forgot who was it, who said you better scramble like an egg, that part, and then clipped to the "oh, that brother's floating." But yeah, it's two different two different audio clips that were cut in that somehow everyone just doesn't know what it is. Everyone's still figuring it out. Like and that's the beauty of it. You just don't know, but you kind of recognize where it is, where it comes from. But when it comes to trying to figure out like, okay, who exactly made this? I'm always the type of person that wants to give credit where credit's due. I'm not the type of person that just likes to upload and then say, oh yeah, this is my original audio. It's like, no, it's not. It's not my original audio. And I'd rather just tell you, hey, this is, I got inspired by this person. I got, this is from Bob's Burgers, or this is someone, from SML, and it would be pretty interesting to do a little bit more SML parody, but I don't know if they even, recognize us, even though we use the same puppets. It'd be pretty interesting to kind of reach out to them to see what they're all about. And I've seen them, in a few other videos, which they seem like nice guys. They're just hitting hard and pushing out a lot of content, and their work shows. They have a big old following. In fact, one of the biggest followings on YouTube of puppets. That and Diego from Awkward Puppets. Awesome talent. I mean, he's got that type of, I'm going to talk about tequila, and everything is about I hate my wife. So it's just funny. It's funny, and I love the guy because he just and you can kind of tell that, like, I could be wrong about this. You can tell that he's got sort of that solo approach to where he doesn't have a lot of help, but he just knows how to just put out content based off of that Diego character. There's a few other characters that he does, but and he's gotten better at his videos in terms of the green screen effect. Before, he would just try and find halfway mark and then do, but his backgrounds were just amazing. It's all made. I mean, the bar scene, the outside cobblestone building scene, the coffee scene, there's a bunch of awesome videos from Awkward Puppets, and it's kind of funny how his name is Awkward Puppets and our name is Mad Puppets. What's it going to be next? Is there going to be like a, I don't know, silly puppets? Yeah, these are the silly puppets. It's actually a Christian company that provides these particular puppets. That and Sunny brand puppets, I think. Sunny brand puppets. SML uses those two, but they also, they've been around for so long that they made their own puppets, and that's awesome. And it's such an interesting story because I followed them and noticed that their content kept getting flagged by Nintendo. Why? Because they were using Nintendo plushies, and if they're going to be making over 15 million, 130 million views per video, yeah, that's going to bring the attention of a Nintendo, and they're not going to like that because, hey, why are you using Mario like that? Why are you using our brand, our IP like that? Bowser Jr. and stuff like that. So it's unfortunate that had to happen, but it's just, you're not going to complain with Nintendo. You're going to get that taken down, but they are so resilient. SML is so resilient that they ended up just, hey, why don't we just make our own puppets? Bam, problem solved. No more problems. No more problems. So, I mean, you got to give respect to SML. SML has been down, a long journey of haters, people trying to take their content down. They had to redo a bunch of their videos from years ago because, they kept getting flagged by Nintendo. And that's unfortunate, but man, that just shows so much resilience from a content creation that is, providing so much fans. That just, I mean, to me, that's a great example of someone who can, hit so many speed bumps, but not get affected by it. Props to SML. You guys are, if anyone's like ever listening to this from SML, like you're cool. You're cool. So yeah, I really, really want to, just engage with everyone, talk about what really makes puppet videos fun to watch. So that's what I'm still trying to figure out. I think I have, I just recently started transitioning to vertical streams. I mean, sorry, not vertical streams, vertical videos. I'm enjoying that right now because before I was just doing nothing but the horizontal, and it was just like, you know, everyone else is doing like vertical videos, and I'm getting left behind. So that was one of the reasons, after the start of this year, I was going to make that a plan to do just nothing but vertical videos, so that way it can integrate a lot more better on things like TikTok, Instagram, including YouTube Shorts. So that's going to be something that I'm just going to be looking forward to, and you guys are going to be looking forward to. I have a few videos that are backlogged right now. One of them is just like I'm excited to show you, but I can't show it to you now because that's just I don't want to give it away. But it's from Simpsons. It's from Simpsons, and it's I'll give you a little hint. Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. Oh. That's all I'll tell you. That's all I will tell you. But it's going to be really worth it to see. So, stay tuned for that. Keep in contact with what I'm going to be putting out next week. I might put that out next week. But so far, the recent video that I posted was a parody from Bob's Burgers. It was actually two scenes from Bob's Burgers. One where I think Tina Belcher is in the courtroom scene with Jimmy Pesto or Jimmy Jr. And she goes, "Psst, your ass is grass and I'm going to mow it." And then he goes, "Leave me alone." And then it cuts to another scene where Jimmy Jr. is trying to make amends with Tina Belcher, and then Tina's not having. He's like, "Put a shelf on it, Jimmy Jr. I don't want to hear it." So he walks away, and she sees his butt, and he's like, "Just when I think of when I was out, those cheeks pull me right back in." So yeah, that I just clipped those two together, and I thought that was appropriate. Hey, let's do a relationship video about this girl that just wants to, that just loves her love interest too much. He's watering the lawn, and she's on this like what seems like a jet powered lawnmower, which seems pretty ridiculous, but sometimes it's just the ridiculousness that makes it intriguing to watch. Like, for instance, that one vertical video that recently I posted was that this one guy, he was like sleeping, and then he farts, and then suddenly his house blows up, and then he goes, "Hello, hello." You've heard that before, but interestingly enough, it got really popular on TikTok, but just a little popular on Instagram and YouTube. So it's something that you never know is going to happen. You never know what platform. That's why it's good to do multiple platforms. And maybe, I might be saying this a little too early, but I could be thinking about doing some TikTok lives, or maybe integrating all together Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, because I know there's a software you can do that. Just integrate all of them together and then see what happens. But I'm a little, I don't have that much expertise when it comes to lives. Not yet, at least. Not yet. But there's something that, will come in time. And hopefully, eventually, you'll start to see like, other puppeteers like Daryl Harris. He comes on with Damian Damiante. Yeah, Damian Damiante. Yeah. But he's a great talent, eventually we'll get him on, and we'll get a few other guys on, get a few other puppeteers on, and then we'll just start to have fun. Just talk about puppetry, puppeteering, little projects, or even talk about movies, Muppet Treasure Island. Tim Curry was really funny in that, as well as Jim Henson's son. I think it was Jim Henson's son that was Kermit the Frog. Let me look that up actually, because I might be wrong. And knowing me, I'm definitely wrong a lot of the time. And I don't mind. I don't care about being wrong. I just care about being corrected. So please correct me if I'm wrong. Muppet Treasure Island. Brian Henson directed it. And I think Dave Goelz, Kevin Bishop, Frank Oz. Frank Oz is such a cool guy. I mean, he's like one of the OG puppeteers, alongside with Jim Henson back in the day. Played Miss Piggy, Fozzie Bear, and Sam the Eagle. But who played Kermit the Frog? Oh, Stephen Whitmire. Steve Whitmire actually played Kermit the Frog in Muppet Treasure Island. I stand corrected. Again, I'm wrong, and I'm okay. It's okay. It's okay to be wrong. That's why, it just really happens to be, if I'm in a live stream and I'm saying something stupid, which I will eventually say, I'm only human, which a human that really loves puppets, And by the way, these puppets, I think, are like 4 years old. Not too bad for a 4-year-old puppet. Still maintain the cleanliness, less fuzz. I've seen some really grody puppets, I've seen some really grody looking puppets. And oftentimes it's just due to the lack of care, lack of maintenance, kept clean with the puppets. It's always about the other person, right? So this is not a good example, but if you kind of closely see right here, right in between the eyes, there is a little bit extra fuzz. And that's only because, and you might be able to see it a little bit more on top of the eyes. Nope. This is a good example. But so one thing that I always try to think about is, the maintenance of the puppets. What we use for, the expressions of the puppets, if they're mad, if they're sad, if they're closing their eyes, we use, let me get it out right now, but we use Velcro. Velcro. Little Velcro pieces that are glued on one side, on the other. And there's a few of them, a few different ones. I'll put it right here so that way you can see it. But yeah, there's just a bunch of different things that cause a little bit of the wear and tear because of these types of accessories. So what I mean by that is Velcro, of course, can make this noise. Did you hear that? Makes this noise. See? Now, I know that he's actually going to look like he's got vitiligo or something. He's got some very white eyelids. But yeah, so because I use Velcro to make the expressions, I go like this, and then residually, every single time that I take it off, a little bit of that fabric kind of opens up a little bit more. There's some of them are a little bit more obvious looking, but some of them, like this one, you can barely see, so this is something that I always need to think about investing in more investment of puppets. And I'm okay with that. Literally behind here, there is probably about like, I don't know, 15 to up to 20 puppets that I've invested over the last 4 years. I like it. I like it. My wife, when she first saw me like gather, and collect and invest in these puppets, she was like, "Wow, that's a lot of puppets." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know, but I need this one, and I need this one, and I need this one too. Oh, but what about this one?" And it just became like a nice little shopping. Like I don't like shopping, but I just when it came to like puppets and even like Daryl would be egging me on. Daryl would be like, "Oh yeah, we don't have this one though. Oh yeah, you're right. This would be perfect for the scene." So always trying to invest in something that you love doing is very important. But it also helps if you got money. If you make money. And that's what I do to make money is a neurotech. I'm a neurotech, work for the hospitals, work for the neurologists, work for the brain doctors, study and monitor seizures. Speaking of which, I gotta get going because I have to disconnect a patient right now. So it was a pleasure talking to you guys. Hopefully there will be another live stream that we do next Friday, same time around 5:30 to 6. And I will definitely let you guys know beforehand. This is something I just wanted to do right off the bat, right? Just, sudden, because I was trying to prove my wife wrong. I was trying to prove her wrong because she was like, "You've been talking about going on lives, for like years. Why don't you just do it? It's not that bad. It's not that difficult." Clearly it's not, and I have learned from that. So instead of just saying that I'm going to do it, let me just actually do it. So that's the half of the battle, is just pick it up, turn it on, go live, and just start talking. And eventually it'll get better and better. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Hands crossed. As well as Christian Crush. Christian Crush? Geez, I gotta get going. All right. It was been a pleasure, guys. Take care. Until next time, stay puppeteering. That was, I gotta work on that. All right. But anyways, have a good one. Take it easy. Have a good weekend. How do I end this stream? Okay, here we go.